Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be digging into the topic of navigating your ex moving on with another person. So we're going to be talking about how to navigate your feelings, your emotions, just overall how to be with the fact that your ex has now moved on with somebody else, and it is having you feel a certain type of way that is just not ideal. It doesn't feel good. You feel perhaps upset. Perhaps you feel abandoned, unworthy. Perhaps you feel disappointed. There's a variety of feelings that can come with the witnessing of our ex, especially if we were not the ones that were doing the breakup. So if we were broken up with, and now we are watching our ex move on with somebody else, whether it's on social media or in real life, or you are simply just hearing about it, the aftermath of that is what we're going to be focused on today. So we can transmute that, eliminate that, shift that, so then you can raise your internal state of being. Because as we now know, when we are in the thick of it, we're not really sure, and we don't really know why room has been made for us by someone being taken out of our life. So whether it is a person, a situation, or a job, if something has been removed from our life and space was made for something else, it is not obvious to us right away why that space was made, because we are not looking at the situation objectively. We are the subject. We are looking at it from a subjective point of view, which is us immersed in our feelings and our emotions of that particular removal of a person and or situation. And what we're supposed to be doing is, if we can master the skill of not becoming our emotions, so paying attention to our emotions is most ideal for us. So I am noticing that I feel upset, that I still care whether my ex has moved on with somebody else or not, or I still I feel replaceable. I'm hurt that I feel that I was replaced so quickly, and now they have moved on and they're with someone, and I just get to be alone. So when we pay attention to these and don't engage with those emotions, right, and or the thoughts, we witness them. That's what the whole practice of mindfulness is. And that's why it is so beneficial to us, because we don't engage with the thought or the emotion. We don't become that. We witness that, and we don't judge it. We don't say, like I was speaking with someone that were so upset about the fact that they care that their ex has moved on. But that's not going to do you any service. If you are upset about the way that you are feeling, you're not accepting the way that you're feeling and you're judging it. So what would serve us best in that moment is acknowledging, okay, so I still care. Why do I still care? I still care because I feel completely replaced. So that's what we're supposed to pay attention and work on. That's what it means to do the work. We take our trigger and then we go to work to heal it. So there's no power in staying in that victim mentality of like, poor me, I'm so replaceable, I must not be good enough, and then allowing yourself to spiral. witness that, and then work with it. See what your trigger is, and then go to work to heal that, because that's not actually really true. None of us are replaceable. That can't be true. Each one of us is so individual, and we each have our own set of core beliefs. We have our own set of childhood wounds, experiences, life path, DNA code, vibrational field. Like, all of us are so different from each other. We're like snowflakes. No two snowflakes are alike. Same with two humans. So we're not replaceable. What happens though is, if you're feeling that you're replaceable, then that is a clear indication to me that you are not fully accepting who you are, right? Like, somehow you feel replaceable because you think that you can be replaced because you don't feel like you're special enough or good enough or something along those lines. And that experience is why it is there in the first place, because without that experience, you wouldn't be able to see that negative core belief that is alive within your system. But once you have that experience, then you know, I have to work on that. And this is what it means, how to do the work. You pay attention to your trigger, and then you dig into it and you do the opposite. So clear indication to me that you don't think that you're special enough. So then I would go ahead and do all the things that make me feel special. I would make sure I look at myself in the mirror and do my affirmations about how special I am. I would think about the special things I have done in my life and write those out and express my gratitude to those things and the reason why. And I would thank the universe, or just myself, my life experience so far, about even having that in my life, so I can really anchor in the gratitude of that experience. I would immerse myself in ways that I can remember that I am special. And then I took some notes actually, because I feel like these are really relevant to address, because a lot of people that see their exes move on feel this. So if you get sad or angry that you're bothered, like we said, instead of engaging with that sadness and or anger or judging it or letting it upset you, just witness it. And instead of being like, oh, I can't believe I'm so sad, like, what's wrong with me? No, just ask yourself a different question. Like, what is it about this experience that's making me sad? Do I feel like nobody else is going to find me? Or do I feel like no one else is going to love me? Like, what is it that is stemming behind you feeling the sadness? And then going to heal that. Because, as I said, we don't see or understand the real purpose of something that has been removed from our life until we allow that separation to be viewed from a different perspective of why is this happening for me, right? So when you change the way that you look at this experience from a point of view of being a viewer, right? You're witnessing it. And like Marsha Linehan says, the creator of dialectical behavioral therapy, acceptance is the starting point of creating change. So we accept that, okay, my ex has moved on. I feel really sad about that. It's making me feel X, Y, and Z. I accept that. I don't judge it. I also accept the fact that it's making me feel sad. So something inside of me is living that I could transmute so I don't feel the sadness anymore, because I always have power and control. That's how you deal with those scenarios. And then, because you are not engaging with those emotions and you're not allowing yourself to be in negativity, and you view the experience with a knowing that room has been made for you for something different to come in, because sometimes we don't know what else is there that will be more beneficial for us, or we don't know what else is there in our life path that we have a soul contract with, and we have decided that we were going to embark on that path at some point in our lives. We don't know that. We forget the minute that we enter this human suit of ours that this is how life works. But who doesn't forget is your higher self. Who doesn't forget is that greater power. So it's navigating and orchestrating and shifting everything for you. It's taking away something so the other thing that you made a contract with to come in to find you is there. Something that you can't even imagine how much more better it's going to make you feel is just around the corner. But sometimes because we don't have the courage or the worth to make that room, and we want to stay in something even though we know that fully we want to experience something different. If we don't have the capability to let it go, you better believe it, that Creator will take that away from us and deliberately make the room for that something different to come in. But the only caveat is that something different can come in to find you if you stay in victim mentality and you allow yourself to be those emotions of sadness and anger, because your vibrational frequency will be down here. So your state of being is everything. Your state of being is always going to be the point of attraction of experiences into your life. Your state of being, it has a certain vibrational frequency, right? Because everything is energy and energy is everything. And this particular frequency is going to be bringing in experiences. So your state of being is everything. So if you step outside of yourself and witness what is taking place when you watch your ex move on in their life, and you go to work to do your work to heal that wound, so then you don't feel alone. Because mastering, if you're feeling, oh, I'm all alone, they have moved on, that is also a clear sign that you have not come into that state of being where you can be whole and complete on your own and you don't feel alone. So if you feel alone, then that means there's a little bit more work that needs to be done with yourself, by yourself, so you can fully be okay being on your own, and you don't need anyone else to validate your existence or make you feel the things that you're supposed to feel as a human being, like 100% whole and complete, right? Because of our upbringing and our core beliefs and our wounds and our traumas from our childhood, that 100% feeling of feeling whole and complete, it just gets a little bit chipped away. And then adult relationships reflect all those chips that we have. And then it's our job to take those chips and literally just like glue them back onto ourselves so we become whole and complete on our own. And then we understand that mastering being alone, which we're never really alone, like we're surrounded by so much energy and connections all the time, that once you get to that state of understanding that there is no such thing as alone, but being with your own energy and not needing anyone else's to make you feel worthy and lovable and joyous and capable and all these things, when you reach that point, that's at the top of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's what's at the top. Self-actualization. Coming home to yourself and bringing all the parts that have exited our energetic form by situations that happen in our childhood, bringing all that back in and realizing that we don't need anything outside of ourselves to feel whole and complete. And then being alone is not a bad thing. Being alone and being okay being alone, meaning like just with yourself, then then that's it. Then you've done it. Like you've reached that nirvana, like you've reached that utopia, you've reached that self-actualization. And I know 1,000% that that is going to be matched to you by an equal thing, because your state of being is always going to be your point of attraction. So you're always going to bring in what you're predominantly feeling about yourself. So imagine that you can just be with yourself and you feel whole and complete. But because you did the work and you witnessed what the lack of that partner that used to be in your life, what that lack of that partner is bringing out in you, right? And then this book here, Why Me, Why This, Why Now? Well, that's happening to you right now for a reason. And that's when you need to go ahead and start to do the work, right? There is always a positive experience in anything that leaves our life. When we shift to that and remember that and take ourselves out of victim mentality, this is when we can raise our state of being and continue to bring in positive experiences. So we look at the situation from a positive perspective and we thank that person for everything that they showed us, whether it's good or bad, showing you all your triggers, showing you where your traumas are still running your autonomic nervous system. They're showing you things. We're grateful for that experience. We're grateful for the room that was made, because it's always happening for us. There is always a positive and an opportunity for self-growth and improvement in any space that is made for us. Once we understand that, then we can come from a place of acceptance of what is, pour into gratitude and self-love, raise our state of being, like your state of being, you raise that frequency, and then you can bring in a different experience for yourself to replace, because the room was made. But it's all about, what do we do with that room that was made? Pay attention to your triggers and heal them. That's all they are. They're messengers. Triggers are messengers of unhealed traumas and wounds within ourselves. But that's where true power lies. It's how it actually is. This is why we're always, we forget how powerful we are. This is why we are always in control. Because even if we think that is happening to us, it's actually happening for us. It's an opportunity for self-growth and or development. It's an opportunity for you to collect all those pieces that are, those fragments of your soul that have been, fallen off during the course of your life so far. It's an opportunity for you to bring those back home, be whole and complete on your own. And then once you reach that state, then you're gonna also attract a person and or situation of that same vibration. And can you just imagine how beautiful that kind of relationship would be? When both parties know how to do the work, both parties don't project, both parties can understand their triggers. Imagine how beautiful and lovely and calming and serene and not turbulent. Like, imagine how that would feel. That's where we want to land as humans. That is the point of life at the end of the day. So if you're in the shoes of experiencing, watching your ex move on, please pay attention to what that means for you, right? Because life, as my favorite teacher says, is meaningless without the meaning that we give it, right? So if I'm giving a meaning to my ex moving on, that I'm replaceable, I'm not, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, I'm not good enough. If I'm giving that meaning, then my state of being is going to be down here, and I'm going to be attracting same situations to remind me where I'm at. If I now give a different meaning to that separation and that person moving on, like, oh, I'm so glad that they have found someone who is in more of alignment with them, and I send them love and gratitude, and I'm so grateful for all this, for all the times that we've had together and everything that they have taught me, and the room that they gifted me, yes, that they gifted me in order for me to become my best version. and bring in what is next for me, because my higher self knows what is meant or is better for me, a different experience for me to experience. And maybe it is better in the way that you feel, not a better person, but just how you feel. Thank you for that. Thank you for making that room. And I can't wait. Look how different your state of being now will be. The universe has no other choice but to bring in experiences that will keep reflecting that state of being, that state of mind. It's going to keep bringing you experiences where it's continuously showing you that. So life is meaningless. Everything is a prop, but we give meanings to our life experiences, which become the point of attraction for the next experience that we're going to have. So you choose. Who do you choose to be? Please choose to be the person that accepts the separation, witnesses what that moving on is allowing them to feel, thank that experience, go ahead and start to do the work, untwist those core beliefs, affirm the complete opposite, do the gratitude, and remind yourself of all the opposite of those negative feelings and thoughts that you have about yourself. Don't judge it. Just allow, be mindful of just witnessing. It is what it is. This is what is taking place. Because from a space of allowance is when we can create change, and we can change our inner state of being either this way or this way. But with gratitude and love, we're going to change it this way so we can bring in more experiences that are positive. Okay, we're at 21 minutes. I feel like I should stop the video here. I hope that I explained this properly, and I hope that you find hope, and just that, I hope that this is just a catalyst for you to flip that switch, to take yourself out of that negative mentality and feeling like sorry for yourself, and understand why those feelings are there for yourself in the first place, and change them. Because remember, it's not easy for you to see. It's easy for me to see that room was made for you for something else, and room was made for you because there's some things within there that need to be healed. Because even this book, Why Me, Why This, What Now, these are actually real life stories. Robin Norwood is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and these are all like true testaments of her clients going in with complaints of like, why did this breakup happen to me? Or like, why did I lose my job? They all talk about how there was a treasure at the end of that. And without that negative experience, they wouldn't have been able to get to that positive experience that they're currently in right now. But that's why I said in the beginning, sometimes it's not easy for us to see why that room was made in the beginning, but we can only see it after we do the work. So please don't give up. And if you need some time to mourn your ex moving on, do it. Just don't stay there. Keep going. You've got this. I love you. Reach out to me if there's anything else that you wanted me to just expand on from this video, or any other topic related to this or anything else in life to make your life easier. And I wish you a blessed rest of the day, and love yourself always and forever, and set that caliber of love and way of thinking about you so someone can match that exact same way of thinking and love that you have for yourself. I'll see you next time.